Alright, so now we are going to look at how to add texture map to the face of the dog. For that, what we are going to do is before we start texture mapping, we need to make sure that Arnold renderer is selected. I also, now that we are here, I also made it 720 by 405, so you have to use the HDTV option and then go to 1280, or you can just type 720 and then 405. This is what we will use to render our animation later on. Okay, so once you have selected the Arnold renderer, once you go to the material editor, if you go to rendering, material editor, slate material editor, now the Arnold renderer will be available. So we are going to use Arnold standard materials. So this is going to be dog face, and on your internet browser, look for the emoji. So this is the image that I looked for, so you have to save image as and save that image. And once we come to Photoshop, you open that image, and then you have to use the magic wand and select these three things. Go to select, inverse, edit, fill, and then we will say foreground color. After selecting the color which comes to the foreground, we'll just say foreground color, and then you will save that image to be used as our texture map. So back in Arnold renderer, we will right click, material, map, general, bitmap, and we'll use this, and we'll assign this to the base color. Why is it saying? Okay, so now what we need to do is assign this material and right click and say show shaded. So now you can see that the image is mapped in a weird way, and there is a lot of specular reflection, so you can bring that down to say 0.3. You can even look at here, and you can increase the roughness depending on what kind of look you want. Okay, so that would be the first step. Now we need that mapping to be proper where we want it, so we will add an unwrap UVW map modifier, and you can see how it is unwrapped here, and we'll further look at that into OpenUV editor. Okay, so these are all the polygons of the sphere, so if you select any polygon, you will know where it belongs. Okay, and here you can select the image, so these polygons are assigned to the image like this. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to map it in a different way. So you'll select all this, go to mapping, normal mapping, and then you can use top bottom. Okay, this worked well for me. You can try a different option if you want. So basically it is divided in the circle here, and then this one is one map and the other one is one map. Okay, as you can see here. So now if I select this, and then if you click on this button here, select by element, you can select the whole thing and make sure that it is not covering any part of the face. And in fact this is the front part, so we actually want it over the face, and this one will go here. So we just want to place it where there are no eyes or anything. Now this one is mapped. Now we need to make it big. Okay, so you can simply scale it big and move it in the center. You can see that the rotation is not correct, so you can rotate it so that it looks right. Okay, now if you think that those eyes are too big, then you can further scale it big and then decide how big or small and the location of the eyes and the nose. Okay,